What is up, guys? Welcome back. Certainly got some stuff to talk about today. How about that crazy King of the Court? If you were one of those that went for the top 50, even the top 2000s, man, the cutoffs have definitely changed since the last King of the Court, and actually every other event in 2K history, at least from what I can remember. As you see, we finish, in the top 2000, didn't get in the top 1000 to get an event card, but still got a dupe, that Pascal Siakam. Unfortunately, a power forward, but still an elite dupe. How did everybody else do, man? Let's look at these leaderboards. Let's look at these cutoffs. Talk about this just for a second, man. 17,211 for that top 50. That is crazy. I mean, look at that spread between 51 and 500. That is like 13,000 points between those two. That is just crazy. And what also is crazy, that top 1,000 between 501 and 1,000, almost only 500 point difference between the 500 and the 1,000. If y'all remember from the very first King of the Court, we finished with 3,600 points, which wouldn't even have been enough for the top 1,000. And I think in the first King of the Court, the 3,600 got us, I don't know, I want to say 700th place or so, somewhere around there. The top 500 score even dropped though too, which is also kind of interesting. Usually the top 500, you need to be about 4,600 to 5,000, somewhere around there in order to get in that top 500. But I feel that the 501 to 1,000, that event card was a better reward than the other one, just being that it's a historic player, the Stephon Marbury. And I don't know, looking at the scores, it feels like the same. I mean, only a 500 point gap between 501 and 1,000. And then the top 2,000, which was 2,400 points, which, I mean, that doesn't seem like a lot, but for the top 2,000, that is definitely a lot, giving out that elite dupe. Definitely curious if we're going to see this from now on. I mean, the losers from the Rivals Clash, or maybe an extra event card, maybe even a special card like a spring card thrown in there into the event cards, or maybe even rookie stars or throwback Thursdays or something like that. If they were to do this, I'm sure that they had to have made double or triple what they normally make in an event. I did also want to mention my man Chicken Biscuit on our team finished 25th overall, 17,400 points, man. That dude is a grinder. That is crazy. Also, Sean Marion profile pic looks absolutely amazing, by the way. But anyways, dude, that's crazy. 17,000 points, top 52 event cards. A big shout out to him. I suppose that we might as well claim our Pascal Siakam. This is another elite dupe, so I'm happy about that. And I also did pick up another dupe, another elite dupe. So I now have 3 of them total if you include this Pascal Siakam. Unfortunately, if you've seen any of my videos, man, I am a power forward center magnet. It seems like everything, when we look at my elite cards, you will see in all of my pulls. Same thing every single week, but Pascal Siakam, this one necessarily doesn't count, I guess, as a pull just because it's a reward. So they do rotate positions pretty much. It just so happens that it fell under the power forward this time. Kind of unfortunate, but I'll still take it because it is a dupe. Need it for the gauntlet. Apparently the gauntlet is going to be next week, I guess. Instead of, was it gauntlet? I think it was gauntlet. I think it's gauntlet next week instead of Rivals Clash. But definitely need the dupes. I guess another thing we should do while we're here is to claim those daily login rewards. Logging in for 28 days gets us a chance, a little chance, tiny chance maybe, of being able to get elite cards and epic primes. I think at least as far as my experience goes, last year, the year before, I think with the daily rewards, the chances of you pulling an elite or pulling the top tier card, epic prime, really the last pack, maybe the last 2 packs are the only packs you actually care about. I think these percentages have been lower than all the other packs that I've ever opened. Even the R3 packs, for me at least, they are a little better. But again, if you just started 2K, these are just your opportunity to be able to get up to that tier. You're not guaranteed. We got an epic card. Ooh, yeah. But up until that tier, not guaranteed an elite, not guaranteed an epic prime. Last chance to get an elite card. And who do we pull? We get another epic card. So we get an epic in the epic prime. We get an epic in the elite. No good at all. Hopefully everybody else's packs turned out a little bit better than mine. They were probably some of the worst packs that I've gotten in a long time, at least as far as those go. Now let's look at the pulls, see what we got this event. And I did include that flash event, which I didn't really play a whole lot, but I still pulled a couple elites in that, and it actually ended up being my dupe. So 2 out of the last 3 elite cards that I pulled were the same card. So that's kind of interesting. I've done that in pretty much every tier. I did that. I started doing that at the very beginning of this year with that epic Rodney Hood, which we did pull again in that in the daily packs. But I did that with epics. I did it with an epic prime, and now I did it again with an elite. So that's definitely a common occurrence. I mean, that's more common than for it to be just coincidence. It seems like that's just how the system is set up, at least on my account. I don't know why. But we did pull a couple spinners. This one is an epic spinner, which I pulled the best possible thing you can besides for the upgrade. I think the upgrade is probably less likely than the top card until you get to an elite, of course. And I think where the upgrade spot was on the spinner is where the foil is. But anyway, Dennis Schroeder, nice to get this one. I pulled this from my epic prime freebie, I think. And yeah, it is a dupe, so I'll take that. Helps out with the deck, helps out with the gauntlet deck, so that's nice. And then of course, what's a spinner without pulling an elite spinner? I think this was actually an epic prime spinner that I upgraded to elite and then pulled another support card. So this makes, I don't know, I want to say maybe 3 or 4 support cards on an elite spinner. Out of all the elite spinners, we've only pulled 1 elite card total. Now, if you've not seen any of the results videos that I've done before, man, let's just run through the elites real quick, so just so you can get an idea of what I'm dealing with and what a lot of people are, you know, obviously dealing with as well, but particularly me. Sometimes it makes it a little bit frustrating, but Paul George, this is the only card that is like different, I guess, than all the other pulls that I've ever had. And like I said, I am big man heavy, so you're gonna see a lot of big men. And then for whatever reason, point guard is the other position in which I've been pulling a lot lately. And like I said, Paul George is the outlier. We had LaMarcus Aldridge, we got Andre Drummond, we got the De'Aaron Fox, we got John Wall. I'm not counting Zach LaVine just because Zach LaVine was a reward. Then we got Al Horford, another center power forward. We got Bledsoe again, which is a point guard. So we've had, what, 4 point guards and then all big men. And then we got the Kevin Love, Zach Randolph, DeMarcus Cousins, and then can't count the Pascal Siakam. So all of those, as you see, besides for Paul George, has either been a point guard or the majority of them have been the big men, power forward center. So like I said, I'm not including the elites that I've got in the actual rewards, you know, things that were just given to me, I guess, like the Chris Middleton, you know, for getting in the top 1,000. But looking at the rest of the polls, we got Aaron Gordon. I have already pro'd this and duped it up. This is my second time around. This is the 4th Aaron Gordon I've pulled. I mean, I love this dude. Arizona guy. So I'm definitely a big fan, and I could use another epic prime dupe, so I will take it, big man. But of course I slot him in the small forward spot because I have so many of those other ones. And then I pulled a foil. Can you believe it? My very first foil of the year, Mark Eaton another center. I do have the Yao Ming, in which I use in my, I've actually changed up my King of the Court deck to include some of the foils. I didn't have too much practice with it, so I didn't necessarily want to make a video on it just yet. I'm going to wait till the next one. I kind of did it towards the end, but I think it works out pretty good in that very first column, putting only foils in there. Don't need the center though, Yao Ming. Yao Ming is better than the Mark Eaton, but still cool to pull the foil. Unfortunately, it's a center, but whatever, man. I'm used to it by now. And look at this. I didn't even notice or didn't even realize how close I was, but this doesn't count as a pull. I guess it kind of does, since supposedly I guess they could be random, right? But this is my 2,000 game reward, which is the Luka Doncic. So I'm okay. Definitely not a big man. I will take this one. This is probably the best pull that I've actually had since the Paul George. Believe it or not, even though it's probably not the best card, it's still the best pull for me because I got to have some shooting guards, man. I got to have some shooting guards. I got to have some small forwards. So 2,000 game reward, not counted as a pull, but still it is an elite. So I will take that one. Did get an elite. Of course, we need some of those support cards. Who doesn't love support cards? Who doesn't love getting an elite support card as your actual reset? This was during the Rivals Clash, I guess, Flash event. And then I also, during the Rivals Clash Flash event, pulled a Paul Millsap. Yeah, power forward. So, big man, kind of give you, I guess, the breakdown, right? We've had all of those point guards, which is quite a few, I think 3 or 4 elite pulls for the point guards, and what, like 6 or 7 big men. And what could possibly be the most ultimate troll that 2K or Cat Daddy could give me as far as all of those resets go? Well, you know what? It's gotta be a Ben Simmons, the only mother effer that plays point guard and power forward at the same time. Thank you so much. Definitely ironic. So that's kind of funny that it is the 2 spots in which I, get absolutely all of the time, but it is another reset. And you know what? I'll take as many elites, even if they're all center power forwards. Obviously, I just care about the gauntlet pretty much that I use the dupes for. And so even though they don't get the boost, you can at least put them in a different position and it'll still count. And then my last reset, in which I did pull another dupe, we got another Paul Millsap. So I was able to pro up another power forward to go along with the Pascal Siakam as a power forward. So that now makes 3 elite dupes: the Chris Middleton, the Paul Millsap, and the Siakam. So that's nice, at least as far as the elites go. Still pulling the same things though: power forward, center, big men, whatever, and then point guards. The Luka, definitely an outlier a little bit, kind of like the Paul George was. Which now leaves us to the pull rates for this weekend, and I guess the Rivals Clash, even though there wasn't too many resets from the Rivals Clash, but we have 143 resets this time, around 72% rare, 14 ultra rare, 8 epic, 2.1 epic prime. Definitely was not a lot of epic primes. You only saw 2 cards, the Aaron Gordon and then the foil Mark Eaton, but one of those other ones was a spinner. And then we had 4 elites, which is definitely that 2.8% is way much higher, almost double than what it normally is. Like I said, normally each week it's between 1 and 2%. And then the spinners stuck about the same, 4.2%. If we compare that to last time, this is about what they were last time, or this is what they were last time out of 253, around 70%. And then ultra rares went down a little bit, epics went up a little bit, epic primes stayed around the same, elites a little bit higher, and then spinners stayed about the same too. So this is kind of what it should be, I guess. Maybe 1 or 2 elites probably should be epic primes instead, and that would be almost what I expect. But anyways, those are all the pull rates. Y'all have to let me know in the comments how many elites you pulled. If you got any dupes, I know my man Chicken Biscuit pulled a ton with 17,000 points. I think that man had like 9 elite resets or something ridiculous like that and got some dupes from it and everything. So not only did he get 2 event cards, but he got all the other dupes that he pulled from the draft board with 17,000 points. That's just crazy. Still think that it's crazy. So this is all the elite cards now. I guess my collection of elite cards, just the Chris Middleton and the Paul Millsap. Those are the only 2 that I've actually finished as far as the dupes go because, well, I don't know. We just picked up the other ones in the actual pack earlier in this video. We got the Paul George, LaMarcus Aldridge. The Luka is not too bad. The Ben Simmons isn't bad as well. Then Andre Drummond, De'Aaron Fox, John Wall, Zach LaVine, which was another one of the rewards. Al Horford, Eric Bledsoe, Kevin Love, Zach Randolph, DeMarcus Cousins. And then there are our 2 Pascal Siakams there at the bottom. Of course, can't forget about the support cards. So elite lineup is looking a little bit better. Getting 2 pros one weekend. You know what? I'll take that. But yeah, that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully everybody enjoyed. Y'all have to let me know what you think about this past event. Do you like the fact that it's harder and you get more rewards? Or would you rather it go back to where it's a little bit easier, just not as good of rewards? Hopefully. Certainly be nice. I wouldn't necessarily expect it anytime soon, but maybe we'll get lucky in one of these flash events, or maybe in one of these other events they'll throw in some rookie stars or throwback Thursdays. I don't know. I would think with as well as this past weekend went, I think that it probably got more participation, definitely had more games played, and definitely had more money spent than probably any other event in the history of 2K. I would think that they would continue with this same pattern, but who really knows at this point? Who really knows what they would, what they're doing? We don't ever hear from them on their Twitter page or anything like that. So who knows what we can expect? Maybe it's the gauntlet this weekend. Maybe they'll throw in Platinum Playbook. Who really knows again? And so many things are up in the air with this game. All they have to do is just, post a tweet, man. Let us know what's going on. But anyways, that's going to do it, guys. I will see y'all again very soon. Hopefully everyone had a great weekend. I will check y'all later. I am out. Peace.